Hey, beautiful people. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If it resonates with you, please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So we're going to see what messages we have for the collective. Let's see. Sister, what does the collective need to be aware of at this time? What messages we have for the collective? Okay, so this did come up twice when I shuffled this, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. It says, what's your why? Why are you interested in unraveling the mysteries of being human? Why is the mystic appealing to you? Are you using your studies for escape, to soothe your curiosity? Will you begin to heal yourself, guide others to heal, commune with non-embodied beings? What's your why? So I feel like, I don't know, for some of y'all it could be, I feel like this is just in terms of spirituality. Some of y'all, it's like you could just be naturally curious, right? It's like you're a naturally curious person. Some of y'all, you could like to learn, right? So I guess, I feel like when it comes to, maybe it comes to things that you've been doing or you are doing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be related to spirituality. For some of y'all it is, but when it comes to just things, it's like, what's your why? Why are you doing the things that you do? Like, are you, that's what I'm getting for the message. Are you doing things because you feel obligated to do it? Or are you doing things because it's like you're naturally curious and you just want to feed that curiosity? Are you doing things because you feel like others expect you to do that or be doing certain things, or to accept certain things? It's like, what's your reason and what's your why? Another thing again with that is, what's your why is like, it's like, what's your purpose? Like, what's your reason to keep going, right? And as I said, that my lamp is lighting up red now. So yeah, so some of y'all, it's like, that's, if you, maybe the message is like, if you're not clear about that, your why, right? Because that's going to help you to stay on track. Because when we start stuff, sometimes it's, we're human, so we can either end up getting discouraged, or we can maybe even end up just being like non-motivated or whatever. And so it's like, during those times, that's when you have to go back to the why. It's like, okay, why am I doing this in the first place? Because you're human, you're going to get worn down after some point, but it's your why is what's going to help you to get back on track. So I don't know, just split the deck. You have a Pisces, somebody could be a Pisces. Or what, so maybe this is for somebody, I don't know. So because it's describing the traits, it says astrology energetic. So Pisces, spacey, dreamy, sometimes overindulgent, emotional, sentimental, empathic, inward facing, vulnerable, indecisive, needs time for pursuits of the imagination, and strong psychic abilities. So for some of y'all, I do think it's spiritual too, though. Some of y'all, it's, I don't know why I'm getting this. Like, so this could be past energy, or this could be now, but it's like, or this, or it could be people that's connected to you. Because for some of y'all, it's like, I feel like you could have been more religious in the past. That's how you possibly grew up, with like very like religious family or something like that. And it's like, you could have just been following that path, right? With, and it's nothing wrong with that, but it's like that path may not have been I don't want to say fulfilling, but it's that path that you were following. It's still it still left you with questions, right? It's like, I don't know, some of y'all, you realize like, okay, there's truth to religion too, right? But it's like there's missing pieces, right? And I feel like, I don't know, some of y'all, it's like, either you've been doing this or you're being called to like tap into your intuition. Some of y'all, whether, so you could be a Pisces or you could have Pisces in your chart, but you don't have to, because whoever this message is for, it's like, you're naturally an intuitive person. You're connected to the divine. So it's like, you don't need to go to anybody for guidance. Yeah. You don't need to go to anybody for guidance. Some of y'all, you can go directly to God and tap in and to get whatever answers that you need. So whether that's the why you do something, some of y'all, a lot of us, y'all, we're we're beings of habit. So we do things and we don't even know why, right? I forgot what else. I think it was Joe Austin. It was one of his videos I watched a long time ago, and he was saying that I think it was like his grandmother, something like whenever she made the turkey, she would always cut the legs off or whatever, and they were doing that for years. It was like a family tradition or whatever. And I think finally, I don't know if he asked her, he was like, why are we cutting off the legs on a turkey or whatever? Like, I'm just curious. And that's when the grandma revealed that the pan that she was using to bake the turkey or the chicken or whatever, it wasn't big enough to hold the turkey, so she had to cut the legs off in order to make it fit, right? So she did that for she did that for the purposes of making the turkey fit in the pan, and it just got passed down. So it's like, imagine, 2-3 generations later, you got a big ass pan. You got a big pan and you still cutting the turkey legs off, right? You don't even know why. That's because that's what was passed down to you, right? But the reason why it was cut off is because the pan was too small originally. So that's, I don't know, that's, I feel like that's significant. So you know what, maybe it could be some of y'all, it's something, because I just saw tradition in my mind's eye. Some of y'all, it's like maybe there was a struggle when it comes to breaking away from certain like family traditions or certain ways of thinking or being, that was part of your family dynamic. Like that's how things were between y'all, right? And some of y'all, it's like, it's now you're being questioned. Now you're being called to look into, like, why do you do the things that you do? Is it because your mom did it, your dad did it, your sister did it, your grandma did it, right? Whatever it is, you just want to be sure that it matches with what you got going on right now in the current reality. Because that the chicken with the legs being cut off or the turkey, whatever, that was necessary at that time because the pot was too small, right? But generations down the line, 2-3 generations later, we got bigger pots now, we got bigger pans, so it's no need to cut the leg off. So it's like, you just want to make sure that you're doing something that actually it makes sense, right? And you're not doing something simply because has been the pattern for so long, right? Some of y'all, it's like you're being called to like carve a new path, right? Sometimes the path that has already been walked is not the path for you, because you're the pioneer. You're meant to start your own path, not follow behind somebody else's. So I don't know. That's for somebody. All right, Holy Spirit, let me get one more card. Stonehenge and water. So, okay, water. Some of y'all, you could be a water sign. And look, yeah, Pisces. Yeah, somebody has water, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Pisces, but somebody for sure has like water placements in their chart. If it's not like your personal planets, like your sun sign, moon sign, Venus, Mercury, Mars, or something like that, then it's like your nose of the moon. Somebody has water in their chart. Oh, I didn't even know this came out. What is this? The fifth element? I don't know. There's something significant about that. I know that's a movie. Some of y'all, I don't know. Maybe you could have, the movie The Fifth Element, some of y'all, you could have watched that movie, or maybe that could have been like a movie that you're into at one point or something like that. There's something significant around, I don't know, I'm getting that. There's something significant around the fifth element, or maybe you're being called to watch the fifth element. But it says, think of a fifth element, either space or the void, to add to the league of elements. So you have earth, air, water, and fire. What would the properties of this fifth element be, and why? So, I don't know. I feel like that's like a prompt for you to, it's like, think beyond the box, think beyond what's already here. I think it goes back to, like I said, carving a new path. Because like I said, it's I'm getting somebody, I mean, this could be for several people, this could be for one person, but somebody's like, it's, I don't know, they're very traditional, or they feel obligated to follow maybe family traditions or whatever, right? But it's like this is just another prompt, because it said if it's so you we already have the elements, right? We got earth, air, water, and fire. So now it's like you're being prompted to use your mind. These are already paths that have been carved, right? What would the next element be? It's like it's you're being called to carve a new path, right? And you're the leader. People are going to be following behind you, right? Um, Stonehenge. So it says, what was the connection between the site and sense of the sacred? Um, what was the connection to time and the calendar, and how was the site originally used, and how has that evolved? So this, it says ancient sites research. So some of y'all, you're being called to do some type of research on some like an ancient location, like for example, ancient Egypt, right? That's just an example. So it's, I feel like it's whatever you feel called to. If there's any like type of ancient civilizations or something like that that you could have always been interested or drawn to, whatever, there could be a connection between that. Like you could have had past life ties to um, an ancient civilization, right? Um, yeah. And then the last thing is water. So it says water is one of the four elements in the tarot deck. Water aligns with cups. In astrology, it is represented by Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So yeah, so somebody has Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio somewhere in their chart. And water is mutable and can change forms. And then keywords for this element are cleanse and flow. So I feel like this is just another message where it says water is mutable and can change forms. Because like I said, for some of y'all, you're being called to change. It's like, it's cleanse. The keywords for this, for water, is cleanse and flow. Some of y'all, it's like, I'm getting cleanse as far as kind of like cleaning out older things, whether it's actual material things that maybe you've been holding on to for a long time, and it's like, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So you might have something that's just sitting around, maybe you could give it to Goodwill, or you know what I'm saying, or something like that, to make room for something new, right? It's I'm just getting new energy. Someone's being called to carve a new path. Someone's being called to, and it's not to say that you have to like walk away from your traditional beliefs and values, but it's really more so like upgrading it. It's like adding to it, right? It's adding to it so that it can fit present day reality. Because go back to the example that I said, that the turkey legs, or the chicken legs, whatever, it's, the pan is big enough now to hold the legs, so you don't have to cut it off anymore. So it's just like, it's kind of like you're being called to cut out anything that's outdated, any outdated thinking, anything that doesn't serve you, right? And then the things that still do serve you, it's like you want to incorporate that, right? So it's like you're still, you'll still have a sense of feeling like you're, I guess, somewhat grounded or whatever, or somewhat have a foundation, because you're still bringing some of those traditional beliefs into this new phase of life, but it's like you're tweaking them so that it can line up with who you are now, right? And what you're doing. Yeah, so that's what I got. All right, Holy Spirit, let me get a couple more cards. Anything else the collective needs to be aware of when it comes to this subject? What is this? This is a lot of cards. So we have abundance in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, and disappointment, but it's in reverse. So for some of y'all, one thing I'm getting for this, because abundance is in reverse, right? So for some of y'all, I feel like this goes back to things that like have been passed down, right? From generation to generation. So some of y'all, you could have grown up in family where it's like there could have been like a lack mindset, right? And that could have been something that was like subconsciously passed down to you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with this Ace of Swords, also I'm getting another thing with this Ace of Swords in reverse is giving me a lack of communication. So some of y'all, you could have grew up also in households where there was a lack of communication, and then there was possibly, you know, somebody could have been kind of like in survival mode, right? Where there was like a lack of money. It's, to me, it's, I don't know. It's giving somebody grew up at some point like with a lack of resources. So it's not just like money, but it's like inner resources too. It's something about communication. There's a lack of communication like within somebody's family dynamic, and somebody could have kind of like maybe difficulties like communicating, expressing themselves, saying how they really feel. You know what I'm saying? And then because we have disappointment in reverse, and it could be because I don't know. It's like somebody could have grew up in a family where I just saw the word volatile. So maybe someone could have had parents or family members or something like that that was could have possibly been emotionally volatile, or it's like it maybe didn't take much for them to get emotionally volatile, or maybe triggered or something. And it's like somebody, it's like somebody, I don't know, didn't communicate, or they don't communicate, or they don't say how they really feel, because it's like they don't want to disappoint people. It's like, I don't know, somebody could like kind of been in a people pleasing energy, and it's like it's just going along. I don't know, like, yeah, going along. Someone could have been in a people pleasing energy, just going along with what others wanted them to do, right? And it's like someone is being called to carve a new path. Like these tendencies, maybe at one point they could have worked, right? When you're in survival mode, right? You when you're in survival mode, you develop certain tendencies to keep you afloat, right? But it's like once you're out of that survival mode, now it's like you're being called to learn new ways to do things, because some of the old ways that you have of doing things could actually be like hindering you, or could be toxic, because it's like you're no longer in that environment anymore, right? The pan is no longer too small to hold the chicken. We got the big extra large pans now. Matter of fact, we can put 2 chickens up in there. Okay, so we're not going to operate from a limited space, right? Just because that's something that was done before. And if for some of y'all, this, you know, this could be subconscious, right? So it's like this is just something to be aware of, and that goes back to your whys. You know, you could always question yourself, probe yourself, like, you know, why do I have a lack mindset? Why do I fear, you know, saying how I really feel? Why do I fear starting a business? Why do I fear having this type of job? Why do I fear having a lot of money? Why do I fear, like, look into your fears, look into your limitations, right? Because a lot, like I said, a lot of these limitations have been passed along from generation to generation. And it's like you are the pioneer. You're carving a new path, and then it's like other people are going to follow behind you because you're a leader. Okay. Yeah, we got swiftness on the bottom of the deck. So what I'm really getting with this swiftness is more so like take action. Yeah, take action and get the wheel rolling, right? And for some of y'all, it's given too. It's kind of like, I don't know, because I just heard subconscious fear. Some of y'all, you could have subconscious fears around certain things, right? Money could be one of it. Communicating could be one, or love could be one, whatever it is. And because you have these subconscious fears, it may cause you to either like shut down or procrastinate, or like not take action, right? And it's like, that's why it's this will is here. It's like you're being called to, it's like push yourself to override those feelings. Like whenever you have an opportunity, right? And if you don't have an opportunity, create one for yourself, okay? Whenever you have an opportunity to make a different decision, use that opportunity, right? So that you can change the narrative, right? Because these things, right, these are subconsciously embedded in you, right? Because for some of y'all, this could just been the way that you grew up, and just because you grew up a certain way or been, like I said, doing things a certain way, or just because your family members do things a certain way, it doesn't mean you have to follow that path. That's not your path, right? But for some of y'all, it's like this is subconsciously embedded in you. So it's like once you start becoming aware of this, right, you take action. Once you know there's something that you really need to speak up about, even though you may feel scared, even though you may feel hesitation, you may feel reluctant to say something, still take action and do it. In that moment, take action and do it, because every time you do that, you're rewiring your subconscious minds, right? And you're leaving behind everything that no longer serves you. Yeah. I don't know why I'm getting this, because I was about to start shuffling, but I feel like this is significant. So this card is the Science, but it's in reverse. For some of y'all, I feel like now, for some of y'all, it's like you could have been, or you could still be like a very analytical person, but it's like, I don't know, it's like you, either this is going on now, or maybe in the recent years, you start becoming more spiritual. It's like you, maybe before you were the type of person where it's like, you need to see physical proof to know that something is true, to know that something is real, right? But it's like you're coming up out of that, that energy, right? It's like you're being called to come out that energy if you haven't, and to go with your intuition, right? That's what I was getting with this card, because some of y'all, you're very connected to the divine. It's like you have a very strong intuition. You can, some of y'all, you can even possibly have spiritual gifts, right? And it's like you're being called to tap into those gifts, or and if not, you could already, right? But for sure, it's like you're being called to tap into your intuition. Use your intuition. You don't need proof. You don't need physical proof to know that something is true. You don't need physical proof to know that something is real. And for some of y'all, because you're so tapped in, you don't need physical proof to know that somebody is lying. All you have to do is pay attention to how you feel when you interact with people, and your body will give you clues. It'll let you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? All right, Holy Spirit, let me get, where we at? Then we had 22 minutes already. Let me get one more card. Any last messages for the collective? What is this? Ruin. And this is like the Ten of Swords. And then on the back of the deck, we got the Queen of Swords. For some of y'all, I don't know how I'm getting this, but for some of y'all specifically, there's this Queen of Swords, this could be a feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be. It could be somebody in this, it could be a masculine too, right? Just in this energy, but it's like, I don't know, somebody growing up, I don't know. Somebody, somebody could have had like a parent. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent, but I'm getting like a parent or some type of parental figure or some type of adult or something that, I just heard penny pinch. It's like, I don't know, somebody has like, this is going back to what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know, it's like a parent, or it doesn't have to be, but it's like, I don't know, somebody grew up with someone, or in a, like I said, a dynamic where it's like, I don't know, it's like money could have been tight or something. And it's given, like, somebody could have been kind of like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, or I'm not buying you this, or I don't know how I'm getting that. And it's given like, and for some of y'all, maybe that's what, like, this is subconsciously, like somebody's, it could be, like I said, a parent or caregiver or something like that. It's like they could have worked hard, right? But it's like, even though they worked hard, there was still financial lack. And it's like this is somehow still affecting somebody. It's like somebody has the idea, like, subconsciously, somebody believes that they have to work hard in order to get money. I'm getting that. It's like someone, this because this was adopted. This belief was inherited from their family. Someone feels like in order to make money, you got to work hard. You got to slave. You got to work a lot of hours, right? And it's like somebody could actually be, that could be counterintuitive to what someone really needs to do. It's like somebody, someone is like being called to retrain their mind. Like, you don't have to work hard in order to get money, right? In order to attract money or get money, it's like you're being called to shift your mindset. I just heard money comes to me easily. So some of y'all, it's like you're being called to say affirmations, like money comes to me easily and effortlessly, right? Instead of, like I said, subconsciously you're believing that you have to work hard for money, right? You gotta just, did y'all hear that hornbeat? Confirmation. Yeah, somebody, whether they recognize it or not, subconsciously, somebody believes that they have to work hard for money. And another thing I'm getting is somebody believes that they have to work a job. They have to go to a 9 to 5 to make money. When really, it's like they're meant to carve a new path. And so I'm giving somebody, because when I'm seeing this one wheel is given solo, somebody is meant to be like an entrepreneur. Somebody is meant to work either by themselves or maybe for themselves or something like that. But it's like they have to overcome the idea that you have to, the only way to get abundance is to work hard, work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, 4 jobs, right? But that's because that's what they saw growing up predominantly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, last message. I'm gonna close this out. One last message, Holy Spirit. What is this? Yeah, look, it's strife, but it came out in reverse. It's because it came out in reverse. I'm getting 2 things. It's giving struggle. Another thing is this is a subconscious belief of somebody subconsciously believe that there has to be struggle, right? And there will be challenges and stuff that you do, but it's like someone subconsciously believes, like when it comes to a relationship, they believe like, oh, relationships struggle, like, and they will have challenges, but it's like someone deals with toxic either situations, or somebody maybe works themselves to the ground, works really hard, right? Because they subconsciously, this is what they believe is the right thing to do. And that's why that card came out. What's your whys? Why do you believe you have to work 2 or 3 jobs? Why do you believe you have to work so hard, right? It's like someone's being called, like I said, to step outside of the box and create a new path, right? So, everybody in your family may have been the type to work 2 or 3 jobs, right, to get by. But it's like you're the one that carves a new path where you end up turning a hobby or something into like a business or something like that. That's what it's given. I just saw the word new age in my mind's eye. So yeah, it's like some of y'all, it's like this is a new age, right? And you're here to lead. You're here for some of y'all, it's like you were chosen to be the one to shift the energy of your bloodline, right? So this is a new age. So it's like it starts with you. And then, if you have kids and their kids and their kids, like a new like mindset is being formulated right now, right? And for some of y'all specifically, it starts with you. You're the leader now, right? You've been passed the baton to make these changes, to get out of this outdated thinking where it's like you feel like you have to struggle. When you're in a relationship, you got to struggle. You know, you got to work 2 or 3 jobs, right? Whatever it is, you don't, these are beliefs, right? So it's like you're being called to look into your beliefs. And if you're not aware, you know, just pray about it. Ask God, like, God, what are some things that I need to, what are some outdated beliefs that I could have, or things that are no longer serving me? You know, reveal it to me and then show me what actions I need to take in order to move forward. So anyways, y'all, I hope this helped in some type of way. I'll catch you in another video. Peace, love, and light.